E3 2016 is happening. Kinda Funny's going all out with Let's Plays and reaction videos all week long. Subscribe now at youtube.com/kindafunnygames to not miss a thing. What's up, guys? I'm Tim Geddes. This is Greg Miller. The Xbox conference for E3 2016 just ended. So we want to tell you all about the hardware announcements that they made during the show, because there was a lot.
Some would say there were hella. Others would say, to borrow something that Nintendo doesn't want to use this year, X is giving it to you.
X
is giving it to you.
Yeah.
Throw them up.
X is giving it to you.
Great
Hard.
conference, and I really did like their announcements here. Here it is, the Xbox One S.
Hardware bookending the entire
They start with this little guy.
Yeah, we got the
40%
Xbox
smaller.
One S.
Right.
Taking a thing out of Apple's book there with the S.
Oh, doing a thing
I
on
think
the
it's
white?
smart. Oh, and this too. It's very, very Apple overall with the hardware stuff, which I think is a
Right.
smart move for them.
Right.
This is good. Here, 40% smaller. That is way smaller.
Yeah, it looks
that,
like
it was that. It took that like little image thing that we saw to really kind of put it in perspective of how small this is compared to the
When we get
behemoth.
we're getting to LA tonight to do all our E3 stuff tomorrow. One of the first things I want to do when I'm free is run over to the booth and see it with my own eyes. Because like the controller on top of it makes it look so small. Two controllers side by side. I'm like, that's perfect. That's an awesome place to put it. $290 price point ain't bad either.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about when it says sharper.
Graphics gonna be sharper. What's so hard about
But
it?
what's that? What does that like? Why? How?
Because graphics gonna be sharper. Up to 2 terabyte internal. That's
Okay,
nice.
Cool.
You like that? You like terabytes?
I do. I like terabytes a lot. But so sharper. So okay. So the 4K.
Clear picture. There you go. HDR gaming.
I understand. So the 4K thing, right? Is
Yeah.
for Blu-ray
Yeah.
and for Netflix content and
Sure.
stuff like that. The games aren't going to be in 4K. So I'm a little confused on what they mean by sharper. That seems like some bullshit because they say sharper and show a bunch of games, but really it's just going to be sharper for the movies and the TV stuff.
It doesn't matter. Things that you see will be sharper on this system. I don't
But
understand the
they're
argument.
showing you some Master Chief helmets and shit.
I'm showing you things
And
here.
well, now this is the HDR section.
Look at how
because
sharper that is.
Look how dark the darks
Got the
are.
sharp and the darks and the
whites
darks.
are.
None of this matters.
Yeah, so
it's
here you
all
go.
just marketing speak. Don't
4K
worry.
Ultra HD.
You'll never know the difference.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I think the more important thing is $300
Right.
coming this August. And you get the new controller with the
Textured grip, that's the big part. No, the Bluetooth actually does help out because then you'll be able to link headsets you assume to it. Not
Increased
have to use
range, always good.
that. Never been a problem for me.
Yeah.
Kevin, you ever had a problem with your range on your Xbox One controllers? Nah, Kevin hasn't any problem with the Xbox.
That's
controllers.
good. Xbox One S coming at you. Then controllers.
Sure.
After the Gears section, they started talking
Real
about
quick, when's Xbox One S out?
August.
Nailed it.
August 2016. We're still in this year. Gears of War 4 limited edition Elite controller.
Right.
So they have this fancy little thing. We know that. We saw it last year.
Sure.
Elite controller, $150. But bam, now there's blood splatters. There's little weapon pictures. Cool for people that like this.
Yeah, I mean,
Custom
Elite
stuff's always fun. Why
Elite
not?
controllers have been hard to keep in stock, I know, and this isn't. I'm excited for Gears of War 4. I'm not excited to go out and buy a Gears of War 4 Elite controller, but it's cool if you don't have one and you like Gears of War. If this was a State of Decay Elite controller, I'd be all over it.
Really?
I'd be on top of it. Oh
Well,
my
you
god.
want your little weapons on the stick?
Yeah,
You need that in case you forget.
It's got my rucksack so
Yeah.
that I can put all my things in it. You can't run with a rucksack in State of Decay.
Gotcha.
We have a lot to learn before
We
State
do.
of Decay.
We
too, I'd say,
definitely
if you
do.
wanna be
You can
part of mine.
pre-order now if you're interested in the wireless controller.
Yeah.
Then more controller news.
Yes.
They did the little Xbox Design Labs thing.
Which is incredibly awesome.
Yep.
Like as soon as they started in on this, I was like in, and especially when I thought it was gonna be super expensive. I said like 120, I think, is what I thought it was gonna cost. When in reality, a regular controller is $70. This will be $80 to customize, and if you want to engrave it, it's an extra $10. I'm like, yep,
There you go.
totally.
Really
yeah.
understandable pricing. Now, what's not understandable is I didn't know that there were $70 controllers standard.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, you know what? You want to play
Video
with the big
games,
boys?
man.
You got to
Woo.
buy with the big boys.
This reminds me a lot of back in the day, the N64, when they did their whole little rainbow of colors. But this, obviously,
Make your own.
way better.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's really smart that one of the big boys is actually like, you know what? Let's do this. For years, people have been doing the custom stuff
Yep.
online. I remember I got a custom DS thing, PSP, all this stuff. Here, bam. Screw it. Look at that.
The
Look,
one thing
we're going through the tunnel of colors, Greg.
The interesting thing is that they're not letting you put an image on it or do. They're not going that far. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
upload your own JPEG and we can put it on there however you want to and stuff.
Probably a smart idea.
It gets them out of copyright infringement and
Dicks.
everything else. Yeah, you can still go to colored controllers and get that kind of thing. And yes, there'd be penises on controllers.
Lots
of
of
course.
dicks.
But no, I keep refreshing Xbox.com today. Not
think
looking
it's
for
there.
any things.
They're there now?
It is now?
I saw people
Can we
tweeting.
stop doing these videos?
People have been tweeting about it. With tax, comes out just under $100. That's what I heard.
I'm going to get that Mizzou controller to
Oh,
go with
yeah.
my Mizzou console down
Oh,
here.
you would, Greg. Then the biggest thing, the one more thing moment of the Xbox conference, Project Scorpio is real.
Right.
They're talking about it now.
Yep.
6 teraflops.
Oh my God,
highest
the
quality
flops.
pixels you ever seen.
Yeah.
My favorite quote. of E3.
You've never seen a pixel like this before.
Never seen one like this before.
Yeah.
The teraflops, not sure what they're gonna do, but I'm happy they're there.
Oh, they're gonna kick ass.
But I honestly, jokes aside, excellent job. This
Sure.
whole trailer, this is hype. This is what E3 is to me. This is this thing where it's like it makes me feel like it's part of something bigger, even though it's just a bunch of guys talking.
Yeah.
These guys are important guys.
They are important guys.
Real important guys. I don't know
Todd
who
Howard,
he
they're
is.
talking
Who's
about.
he?
He's the guy from EA. Remember,
Good for him.
Isn't he the guy who came out and said the thing yesterday that cracked me up with the Klaus and the whatever?
Was it?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Am I right about that, Colin? Fact check on that one? Colin has
Colin's
no idea.
not paying
He's not
any
paying
attention.
attention. If you're
Anyways.
not the guy who said Klaus, I apologize.
Here you can see the teraflops, Greg. There's 6 of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I see the 1 and the 2 and the smaller ones there.
So that's great. But this is very, very, very exciting.
Sure, I mean, like
beyond generations.
The messaging was cool from Phil Spencer out there. That we're moving beyond generations, and it's something you definitely saw with them saying, all right, we're doing this whole Xbox PC hybrid model, and like every game they showed was an Xbox Play thing where you could take your save on the road and upload it and play it on your PC and play it back on your Xbox. That's an awesome improvement. That's an awesome, interesting thing. So to see them come out and like have hardware that needs to step up, it's very fascinating. And it's also, the opposite of how Sony got to do it. Sony had everything leak out, right? So everyone ran away with opinions on it, and then Xbox gets to come out and say, this is what we're talking about. This is why we're doing it. We get to inform you of the decision behind Project Scorpion, why it's a good thing, why it's not a bad thing. Everything's still compatible and
Yeah.
Now it'll be interesting to see what happens with
What does Sony do?
4.5.
Do they mention it at all? They said it wouldn't be there, but maybe now they have to do a little something. Maybe not. Maybe they stay away and come back later. I don't know. We'll see later tonight. Follow us, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We're going to be doing live reactions to the Sony conference, obviously. Also, we're going to be doing a whole bunch more of these trailer breakdowns and stuff right here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames.
Kevin smells. Leave that in, Kevin.